going on, guys? Greg Farris back here at Farris for Fitness, and I'm going to have part 8 for you today of my training series, just wrapping things up. Today I'm just going to talk about some pretty simple things that most people can probably figure out themselves, but it is incredibly important in every training program, not just the one that I outlined, but pretty much anyone. It doesn't really matter how well set up your program is or how horrible your program may be set up. If you can progressively overload your muscles, which just means using heavier weight over time, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get more muscle. So at the same token, if your workout is perfect, I mean you're doing the perfect form, the right exercises, you're eating right, whatever, but 6 months from now you're bench pressing, you're squatting, and majority of your lifts are the same, you're using the same amount of weight, odds are you're probably not gaining any muscle, and you definitely didn't get any stronger. So with that being said, I want to just kind of go through how I choose to progress my assistance work. Obviously, if you followed my program, the previous 7 parts of this series, you'd understand that my 4 major lifts, the progression is built in with 5-3-1. So after every month, if I hit my weights, I raise the lower body lifts by 10 pounds, the upper body lifts by 5 pounds. That will actually not only raise the 5-3-1 sets, but also my boring but big sets. So all of my boring but big sets are just a percentage of my 1 rep max, so that's automatically going to increase. So if you have a 400-pound squat and the next month is 410, obviously 80% of 410 is more than 400, so that's built in. But the assistance work, how that progression works, is a little bit different. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it. It's really difficult to do isolation work and assistance work with percentages of 1 rep max, because you really don't 1 rep max on like a tricep push down or some of those movements like that. You kind of have to go by rep range and things like that. So that's why I tend to do things the way I do. And you can just do the typical 3 sets of 8 and try to progress that way. I tended to like do things a little bit like this, obviously. So I'm just going to show you guys how I choose to progress my assistance work. Again, there's dozens of ways you could probably go about it, but I found this to be really effective. I've done this for quite a while, not just with this program, but I found it to be pretty effective, and I'll give you some reasons why. So let's get into what's actually on the board, guys. Again, I'm just going through my assistance progression work. Over here you see we have kind of 3 main points of progression. You want to increase the weight, obviously, increase the reps, and then increase the sets. So you can say volume a little bit here, and it's a feedback loop. And what I mean by that is once we increase the weight, increase the reps, increase the sets, we're not just going to keep increasing the sets. There becomes a point where it's diminishing returns, and you have to go back to the beginning, increase the weight, and pretty much just start over. So it's pretty simple when you think about it. And I actually have an example over here, guys, of the probably my favorite accessory movement or assistance movement, whatever you want to call it, and that's a dumbbell flat bench press. And I'm using the example of 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Again, you can use any movement here, any rep range here. This is just an example. So I'm going to talk to you guys how I choose to progress this way, and kind of some of the reasons why I do it this way. So say you want to start off with a weight that you can do for the top end of that range. So the top end of this range is going to be obviously 4 sets of 8 reps. That would be the most amount of sets I can do and the most amount of reps I can do. So pick a weight whenever you're doing a new exercise you can do that with. So just for an example, 80-pound dumbbells for 4 sets of 8. If you hit that 4 sets of 8, this isn't weeks, this is actually workouts. So if you're doing this 2 times a week, 3 times a week, each time you do the movement you can try to progress. You don't have to wait till the next week you do the movement. So I only do this movement once a week, but some movements I do twice a week, and I'll try to progress even within a week. So it's by the workouts. So the second time you do that, you obviously should increase the weight once you get to 4 sets of 8. So you increase the weight to 85s. That's the smallest jump you can make with dumbbells. Again, if you're using a barbell lift, you can probably do maybe 10 pounds, 5 on each side, so 100 pounds to 110 or something like that. It's a little bit easier to make jumps with barbells. But going to this, the second time you do the lift, you want to hit 85s and try to hit that for the lowest amount in that range possible. So right here is 3 sets of 6, obviously, so I have 85s at 3 sets of 6. You may be able to do 3 sets of 7, maybe able to do even 4 sets of 6. But I like to do it as kind of an intensity thing. So this would probably really intense to get your 4 sets of 8. The next time you do it, you're kind of backing off. So that's another way to think about, you don't have to go 110% all the time. So doing the 85, really kind of feeling out that new weight, because it probably should be a PR for you. Make sure, and doing the 3 sets of 6, 3 sets of 6 here, make sure your form is still good. You're not just sacrificing form to up the weight, and you're really not getting any stronger. Your form's just getting worse. So what I like to do after I hit a 4 sets of 8 is just raise the weight and try to hit the lower end of that range, so 3 sets of 6. The next time I come in and do that, I'll try to keep that same amount of sets, but you see over here the second thing we do after we increase the weight is increase the reps. So I will try to hit 3 sets of 8. Again, I might be able to hit 4 sets of 8, whatever. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to kind of build up the intensity again for another set of for another workout of 4 sets of 8. So say I do that, I meet my goal, 3 sets of 8. The 4th time I do this, now I'm trying to hit the 4 sets of 8. So just for an example, I said, say you only hit 4 sets of 7 and you're 85 still. You haven't increased the weight, so that's fine. You still made progression. You went from 3 sets of 8 to 4 sets of 7. So you actually did a more volume of work and moved more total weight there. So you still had progression, even though you didn't increase it to the maximal amount you can. So the next time you come in, you're not going to raise the weight again because you're not at 4 sets of 8. So you come in and you just try to hit 4 sets of 8 again. So you come in here, say this time, bam, you had a good workout, you hit the 85s for 4 sets of 8, and it starts over again. So again, week 6 over here, now you're at 90s, same kind of scenario, 3 sets of 6, workout 7, you try to hit the 3 sets of 8 at the same weight. Again, so you had a really good workout here, you didn't have a workout where you hit 4 sets of 7, you hit it, bam, 4 sets of 8 there, because that's your goal. Once you hit 3 sets of 6, 3 sets of 8, and then you're going for 4 sets of 8 in this example. So again, a circle workout 8. After you hit your 4 sets of 8, you increase the weight again to 3 sets of 6. So pretty simple stuff, guys. I know some people are probably like, well, that's really dumb. You should kind of just like figure it out yourself, whenever you feel like you're ready. But again, I'm a really structured person. I feel like most people do better with structure like that, as opposed to, some people you see just go on, okay, I'll stop at 45 on, that's what I did last time, or stop at 25 on, okay, let's do 3 sets of 8, They're not really tracking their workouts. They're not really trying to progress. And doing something like this really allows you to progress. And it may seem like a long time, but if, and strength isn't always going to be that linear in my example, it's easier to set an example like that. But having something like that, a set and rep range as opposed to just, 3 sets of 5 or something like that, it really makes it difficult. I always tell people it's hard to bench press a new PR for 8 reps where you never even felt it off the rack, you know what I mean? So doing, a movement, so once you do a 4 set of 8, raising the weight and doing it for a set of 6, or maybe if your rep range was, 4 to 8, doing it for 4 kind of allows you to build back up that intensity. So you kind of see that, every workout isn't like a 10, or if you want to use like the RPE scale, you don't have to have every workout be like a 9 or 10. One workout you might hit a PR and have a 10, your next 2 workouts might be like 7s, and then you might have 2 workouts of 8s, and then 5 workouts from now, then you hit another PR. The more and more you train, the harder and harder it is to hit PRs. So that's why I like to do assistance work like this. I find it makes it really simple. I enjoy doing it and everything like that. So that's it for my last video of this series, guys. This is part 8. Just wanted to kind of break down how I progress on my assistance work as well. So I pretty much covered everything in my training program, guys, all of my workout days and everything like that. Hopefully it cleared some things up because I had a lot of questions because this is pretty unique. A lot of people kind of bash on the, if you're going to do a 5-3-1, just do it. Or if you're going to do a bodybuilding program, just do it. But I felt like I can really mix things together pretty well with strength and hypertrophy stuff, that I can see the best of both worlds and really make, really good gains, hopefully. And the first, 12 weeks, today is my first deload week, my first full deload week of my program, 12 weeks in, and I've made some pretty great gains. It's going to be accredited to me, having more calories and gaining some weight after prep, of course, too. But it'll be really interesting to see how these next 12 weeks go when my weight gains a little bit less. I put about 10 pounds on in 13 weeks of my show. I'll probably only put on maybe like 5 in the next 12-week cycle, somewhere around there. So it'll be interesting to see if I can make, similar gains without gaining, so much weight. I'm trying to gain some muscle, but it's trying to be, slow and controlled. So thank you guys for watching this entire series. If you guys stuck in with me for the 8 parts. I should have some more videos coming up pretty quick for you guys. do me a favor, if you like this channel, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel. I believe last time I checked I'm at 499 subscribers, so one more for 500, and then we can take a few months or something like that, try to get to 1,000. So that's the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. One more thing, I also have a new blog site, so if you look in the description box, there will be, I think it's just called farrisforfitnessblogspot.com or something. I'll probably get into a little bit more in depth there because I can type things out. I don't have to do like a 30-minute video explaining some things. So I'll probably do some more detailed stuff, as well as some more advanced information. And it kind of lets me organize things too, as far as my takes on certain training and recipes and nutrition and things like that. If you're more of like you want to read the information instead of watch it. So make sure you guys go check out all of my other pages, the Facebook page and now the blog. And that's it for this video, guys. I'll have more good information coming soon.